Visit us on the web at nilfisku.com. Nilfisk University is the cleaning equipment industry's most comprehensive web-based training and interactive learning resource. Your degree in success is just a click away at Nilfisk University.
Welcome to Nilfisk University, where excellence is attained through active learning. Welcome to the Use and Care lesson for the advanced BU800 series of battery burnisher. This machine will provide high gloss shine to your floor finish in a high productivity platform that is easy to use and vibration free for the operator. In this lesson, we will be covering how to safely and productively use and properly care for the BU800 burnishers. This course is not intended to be a substitute for the operator's manual that ships with the machine. In fact, it is important that you read, understand, and follow all safety and operating instructions in this manual. Doing so will ensure years of safe operation and optimum performance from your machine. After completing this course, you will be able to identify and explain the function of each operator control, explain how to prepare the machine for use, explain how to operate the machine, understand how to efficiently provide floors with consistent shine, understand how to store the machine, and understand regular maintenance checks and tasks. This lesson covers the 4 different models of the BU800 battery burnishers. The features and use instructions for each are very similar, but will vary a bit depending on the model. Keep these differences in mind as we go through the training, as some of the illustrations may be different for your machine, depending on which model you're using. The 4 different models can be broken down into models featuring either traction drive, sometimes referred to as traverse, or non-traction, and then further into 2 different burnishing path sizes of either 20 or 24 inches. Traction models are propelled by a motor on the axle between the rear wheels, where non-traction models are propelled by pushing on the machine handle by the operator. All models have dust control, but some models incorporate a manual system and others use a separate powered vacuum system to enhance the dust control performance. If the active dust control option is selected, an A is added to the model number. Each of the machines are available in packages with either flooded lead-acid or maintenance-free AGM battery packages. AGM batteries have the advantage of not requiring maintenance to check the water level. A serial plate located on the left rear inside of the frame can help you identify your model type and the model number and serial number, which will come in handy when ordering replacement parts or calling for service. In this instance, the machine is a BU800 with 24-inch pad and without traction drive, but with active dust control. The machine serial number is 30001448879 and part number 563833517. Let's take a look at the machine controls. The traction drive or traverse models have extra controls which will be pointed out as we go through the controls functions. First, we have the key switch, which powers the machine on and off. Next is the battery meter, which indicates how much power remains in the battery pack. Then we have the battery charge indicator. This LED will flash green while the machine is plugged in and the battery is charging. The hour meter displays how long the machine has been used for burnishing. On models without traction drive, the palm switch turns on the motor to the pad. When either switch is pressed, the pad will lower to the floor and begin to spin. On traction models, pressing either of these buttons will also transport the machine forward. On traction models, there is a separate switch to control power to the pad so that when this switch is turned off, the palm switches will not turn on the pad motor and can be used solely to control machine transport. The pad power switch is not present on non-traction models. Also, only on traction drive models, there is a speed control knob which can be used to control the speed of the machine in both forward and reverse. To transport traverse models in reverse, there is a switch located on the back of the control handle. Pressing this switch while also pressing either the palm switches will move the machine backwards. Now let's learn how to prepare the machine for use. There are 4 simple steps to prepare the machine for use. All BU800 models come standard with an onboard charger, so the first step is to unplug the machine and wrap the charging cord. Next, check the dust collector bag by removing the cover. Make sure that the dust bag is not more than 10% full or torn. If it is, the dust collection system will not work properly and the bag should be replaced. Tip the machine backward and check the white felt dust skirt for wear and replace if necessary. A worn dust skirt will degrade dust control performance. Then check the pad for wear and make sure that there is not any debris clinging to the pad that may scratch the floor surface. To remove the pad, first tip back the machine to allow access to the pad. Hold the pad with one hand and turn the pad retainer in a counterclockwise direction. Remove the pad retainer and pull the pad away from the pad driver grip face. The pad should be cleaned by shaking it or beating it. Do not rinse it with water. To install the pad, press the pad against the pad driver grip face, being careful to align the pad to the outer diameter of the pad driver. This is done to avoid vibration while the machine is running. Hold the pad and tighten the retainer by turning it clockwise. The pad retainer should be tightened so that it indents the center of the pad slightly. This will assure the retainer does not come into contact with the floor. Before using the burnisher, you should first prepare the floor area by deep scrubbing to make sure that the surface is clean of any debris that could end up scratching the surface and to prevent fine dust and dirt from getting burnished into the floor finish, dulling and yellowing the final result. Power on the machine using the key switch. Check the battery meter to ensure there is enough battery power to complete the burnishing task at hand. Plugging in the battery charger whenever the machine is not in use will assure you have plenty of power available when you are ready to use the machine. As mentioned earlier, on models without traction drive, the palm buttons power the pad driver. Pressing either palm button will cause the pad to start spinning and will also lower the pad to the floor. To move the machine forwards or backwards, push or pull the machine using the control handle. On Traverse models, use the separate pad power switch to turn power to the pad driver on. When the pad driver switch is turned on, pressing the palm switches will simultaneously drive the machine and also spin and lower the head to the floor. Releasing the palm switches will stop transport and also stop the pad from spinning and raise it from the floor. Use the speed control knob to adjust traverse speed. To move the machine in reverse, press the reverse button on the back of the control handle while pressing either of the palm buttons. One common issue from improper burnishing technique is leaving circular polish marks that do not blend with the rest of the finish and are often referred to as doughnuts. Doughnuts occur when you have the burnisher head operating but the machine is not moving, resulting in a highly polished spot that does not blend with the rest of the floor. To avoid doughnuts, only activate the burnishing head when the machine is moving, and when stopping, turn off the burnishing head and wait for it to rise from the floor before you stop moving the machine. Efficient burnishing. To gain the most productivity out of the BU800, you should plan an effective route for the area to be burnished. Running the full length of rooms or halls will help you reduce the amount of turning maneuvers necessary, and thus make you more efficient. The resulting shine is related to the speed of travel, so balance the burnishing travel speed with the desired resulting shine and burnish at a consistent travel speed. Maintain a consistent overlap for an even shine. And as mentioned previously, to avoid doughnuts, do not stop while burnishing head is down and active. Storing the machine. Keep your machine looking new by wiping the machine down after each use and storing it in a dry location. Charge the battery pack by plugging the charger cord into the wall outlet. The batteries should be charged each time the machine is used for an hour or longer, or whenever the battery meter reads in the red area. It does not harm the batteries to opportunity charge them by connecting the charger to the wall power anytime the machine is not being used. Remove the cover while charging to expose the batteries for ventilation. BU800 burnishers are simple to use machines, so naturally their maintenance is the same. The main maintenance steps listed at right are items we have already covered, which are part of the daily preparation and storage process. Aside from these simple tasks, look for worn components and check the electrical cord for wear. Check the fluid levels in the battery cells weekly after charging and add distilled water as needed to bring the fluid level up to the bottom of the filler tubes. All maintenance items are outlined in your operator's manual. If your company does its own service, make sure these items are captured in any preventive maintenance systems you may have. If you do not perform your own service on equipment, your local servicing technician can make sure this maintenance is done correctly. Now let's review what we discussed during this course. At this point, you should be able to identify and explain the function of each operator control, explain how to prepare the machine for use, explain how to operate the machine, understand how to efficiently provide floors with consistent shine, understand how to store the machine, and understand regular maintenance checks and tasks. That concludes the instructional portion of this learning module.
Visit us on the web at nilfisku.com. Nilfisk University is the cleaning equipment industry's most comprehensive web-based training and interactive learning resource. Your degree in success is just a click away at Nilfisk University.